What up, guys? Welcome to Base Damage, and this week I have two super awesome guests coming back again, reappearing, for, I don't know how many times you've been on at this point, Bentley, but Bentley from WaifuWars.
Hi, I'm Beanley from WaifuWars. I still have the same last name. I'm still single, so if you're gay and white and play Weiss, you can catch me on ChristianMingle.com.
I'm sorry, that gets me every time.
Solid.
Very solid. And appearing for the first time on the Base Damage podcast, but has been on some anime podcast for Joe Schmo. We got Cam from ContainsAnime, the YouTube channel ContainsAnime. What's up, bro?
Hey, I'm not nearly as charming as Beanley is, but I'm Cam from ContainsAnime.
Yes.
Glad to be on the show.
So you're not on Christian Mingle. You're on
No,
Tinder.
I'm on Black People Meet, actually.
Gotcha. Yeah, I tried to sign up there and just, I don't know, they wouldn't accept me. You had to let me know how you got in. Just he's like, well, it's obvious. No. Anyway, let's see. Go ahead and get announcements out of the way then. First off, definitely if y'all would check out my buddy Chris Cohn's Twitch stream, link in the description. They stream D&D for charity. Much appreciated. Other big stuff that's been announced as far as like Weiss and whatnot. Go ahead and give a little bit of a preview as far as like what we're going to be talking about today. One of the bigger things is obviously the fall circuit is underway. Indianapolis literally just happened this past weekend. Shout outs to Stock Soul. Sorry you didn't top 8, bro, but you know. It's all good. Rip. Yeah. Stock Soul had gone up there. Was there anyone else really from the podcast group that had gone up there? Or was it just Andy?
From our podcast group, I just only knew Andy.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know if anybody else was for that. I knew other people who were going to it and whatnot. Some that shall not be named, but that's whatever. Also in this, pertaining to the fall circuit, we were just talking about this a couple minutes ago, was some issues with like the shop challenges for the buy cards and whatnot. They've announced when the JP ban list is going to be shown, what the new changes to the ban list are going to be at the end of the month, the 28th, I think, and will be in effect shortly after. So that's gonna end up being like a different podcast altogether. Just wanted to mention that as an announcement. There's gonna be some packaging changes in JP as well, which we'll go ahead and knock that out the way first, just because. Thank you, Cam, for sending this to me because I could not find this on Reddit anywhere. Where they had talked about how they're gonna be changing up the structures of the packs. Instead of like 20 packs in the box before, it'll have 16, but that's because there's going to be more cards per pack. They're going to start it with the SAO movie booster. No, booster. Do y'all think that this will be something that the English may end up adopting if we get, the SAO movie booster over here or any of that stuff over here?
I think, I just don't see a reason why they wouldn't. And then also, like, they've adapted how, like, the SPs, like, the new SP style, like, they've clearly, like, put the effort to put into, like, even older sets, like the Excel World, how it got the new SP treatment as an English release. So, I think it's eventually... Well, I know for sure we'll get SAO Ordinal Scale because SAO sells like hotcakes.
You're not wrong, like...
So.
Yeah, SAO is definitely like after the whole re-edit thing, and then the one it was in Canada. I don't remember which for the spring circuit where like 6 of the top 8 were all SAO. Everyone's like, so much SAO, and then shortly after they announced the freaking movie booster, and it's like, really, Why do we need more of those? But I'll take more SAO. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's like printing money. That I understand why they do it from their standpoint, but
no, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think Beanley's right. Like, we're definitely going to get this. I think the booster pack change. I mean, just due to the way that they do other things, it's possible that we won't get it for like a little bit because they seem to use JP sort of as like their testing ground before they bring things over to EN.
Yeah.
So like maybe if this new change comes up and the entire community is just super pissed about it, maybe they'll like not bring it over to us. But I think overall like it's a good change in my opinion. So I think it'll probably come to English. Whether it comes day and date with SAO is another story, but I think we'll eventually get it.
Fair enough, because I know a whole bunch of shops that actually still will do the mixed, and still people will play in the Japanese format over here. So a lot of people I know still get the Japanese cards and whatnot. So they'll get feedback of how players like that like fairly early on.
Yeah, I mean
regardless.
our shop plays mixed, so
yeah,
for sure.
I think if we get like for English, if they announce like the order set, I feel like maybe they'll still keep the old style of like booster boxes just so like
right.
So it'll be easier to like print or whatever.
For that,
and then it's like English. It's like English Weiss, so it's like, oh my god, we need to make more money, so let's probably do the new style, so we can actually hire a good translator and put someone who like checks our shit.
Yeah, they get to charge more per pack. So yeah, I guess the extra cash flow is probably what they're most worried about.
Exactly. Just means we won't see the Fairy Tail re-edit anytime soon, but that's whatever. But
don't hold your breath.
I know, right? I'm also yeah. Sorry, Timmy. Looking down this, I also realized they announced the new Project Diva in December and a new Bang Dream.
That's the important one.
Yeah, I know, right? In December as well. Actual date unknown at the where I'm reading this, but this was posted back up in July, apparently. No, 15 days, so about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we still don't have a date for Bang Dream.
Yeah.
And then also Nanoha is coming as well next year.
Right.
Nanoha Reflection in 2018. So that'll be interesting. I'm actually trying to get caught up on a lot of the Nanoha anime as it is right now. Because I know we got Vivid Strike a while back, and that's like a branch off of the Nanoha series or something other. So I'm trying to catch up on that as it is. But yeah, so we're going through some changes. Sorry. Had to make that joke because Kyle's already made the thumbnail for this. So anyway, let's see. Going right along, then we were trying to find the results. I know it was posted up for fucking Toronto was recently, and we're just gonna say everything was SAO. We don't know really what. Just safe bet. Just assume SAO. But what we do know let's see, where was it? Shit, I closed out of Facebook. I was like, wait a minute. I still have the list that came and posted. The top 8 for Indianapolis, we had 2 SAO decks, 2 right? 2 Kantai decks, 2 AOT, 1 Project Diva, and 1 Fate Stay. So I thought that was fairly interesting that we got a neat little spread there, but the bigger shocker is one of those Kantai decks was Abyssals. And according to what I have seen posted so far, we will get like the actual deck list and whatnot out hopefully fairly soon on the English Weiss site. But let's see, where was the post? Okay. Abyssals took first place. Shortly behind SAO. Like it was the final round, the final match was SAO versus Kantai, and then there was an SAO versus AOT. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think in general it's actually a really interesting top 8. Like even looking at the decks that we know are good, AOT is a deck that like I think I'm sure we can all agree is like a pretty good deck, but it's been underrepresented lately. I'm not sure if that's due to, maybe they don't, like, I'm not an AOT player, but, like, maybe they don't like the SAO matchup or the Two Lover matchup or whatever, but at least recently, looking back at the spring circuit, AOT didn't perform very well. So it's especially weird to see, 2 AOT decks, which we haven't been seeing. Obviously, Abyssals, which is a dark horse in the format. Project Diva, Fate Stay, you know.
I think maybe the reason why there might be like a lack of AOT to add on to that is that just like a lot of AOT like decks run gates, whatever. So that's something to keep in mind. Right. Like it's like the meta with Turu or Contai, like just because you're expected to probably get faced up against one of those matchups in your rounds.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
And from what I've been told, I think Bentley mentioned this as well. I think on a previous podcast. I think it was after. I think it was the one where you won the. I was about to say Jackson. Was it Jacksonville in the spring circuit?
Yeah.
Where you had won that one, and even you had mentioned like AOT is one of the tougher matchups for TOR.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like you said, like anti-salvage is a thing, and people just fucking forget it, and it's like, Project Diva, I'm not as surprised because it was probably a soundless voice setup anyway. Like, more often than not, when I see Project Diva in any sort of topping situation, it's usually soundless voice. There have been exceptions to that, but more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's the best build for Diva, and I can see why soundless voice is a problem, you know, for some of these decks. Like if you can't get past the 11k wall, like it's pretty hard to play your game at that point, especially decks, you know, like TLR or whatever that are trying to get on reverse combos.
I'm curious to see what the Fate Stay deck was. Probably be interesting if it was like some Gilgamesh stuff again.
Right.
Considering what King of All Creation Archer was, that ended up getting banned in the Japanese, didn't it? Or there was talk about it.
Not sure.
From the Archer from Fate Zero.
Yeah, it was Fate Zero. I'm sorry, I'm thinking
it was considered. It ended up not getting banned.
Okay.
It was because the whole situation of like Bushiroad deciding they want to like limit climax, like they restrict cards. They weren't sure if like they wanted to keep like certain cards that restrict you from playing a climax or whatever. They ended up just banning the Hari event.
Oh yeah, the Hari one. Admittedly, that's JP, sure enough, but at the same time, I like that combo of the Archer one. But that's Fate Zero. I'm thinking that the so I'm kind of interested to see what the Fate Stay deck was. It looks like for one of the AOTs, the fourth place was a yellow-red. The two SAO decks were a yellow, green, blue, and a green, blue. And so as far as that's about the only thing that's been really announced as far as that right now, as far as like color setups.
Yeah.
I mean, those aren't super surprising.
Yeah. And then Abyssals is obviously like blue, green because those are the only colors for the set.
Right.
Yeah. Watch, we get it and it'd be all green. It's like, wait, what?
I do want to point out that like Abyssals, like when my meta at my locals is pretty weird because like there's a lot of back row hate. Like my meta has like also Star Wars, so like you have like shit that's in the front row. They're just like Abyssal Tile, which just blows up level 0 back rows, and then potentially they can like get a plus off if they reveal a level 0 with the combo. Like I guess people don't realize how important like your back row is, especially if you're on a deck where like you have to crutch on like your brainstormer or you just need to have an assist to keep like your cards alive or be able to reverse things. I think for people who like are gonna go up against Abyssals is to just keep in mind, like be careful like how you play your back rows or whatever, or just like make sure you like have an extra copy or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I mean like not to discredit the Abyssals player that won, because I'm sure he's an excellent player, but I'm sure there's also, you know, quite a few of his matches where, Weiss being the niche game that it is, you don't have the opportunity to play against, you know, every set that you're going to see at a tournament. So like I think it's definitely possible that, you know, he's run into some players that just have no idea what Abyssals actually does. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I'll just keep my one brainstormer and play it on turn 0 or whatever, and then it gets blown up and you get taken out of the game.
Yeah, it has like some decent stuff. Like it has an Akatsuki, and then it has a early drop healer that gets kind of big on the opponent's turn, and then also has the trap, the 0/0 trap, hand trap into the 1/0 LA clone, but 500 more power. So
yeah, I don't think it's a bad set by any stretch. It's just, you know, low power compared to the rest of the field. It's not like, you know, Haruhi won the event or something.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, no, especially without World of Faded Colors, right?
Right.
But in that specific matchup, then think of how like SAO has all their various Brainstormer level zeros. The Austin's Married Life is a level 0. They don't all their back row stuff up until level 2. When if they drop Machine of Ice, up until that point is only gonna be level 0s, and at that point it's just look, let me just snipe all of these, boom, headshot.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention, like, typically SAO builds, they're on the greedier side. They're usually 3 colors, so like taking out their back row and not giving them the utility they need to, fix their like greedy mana base or whatever, is usually good enough to stop them.
Exactly. So that's completely like, it's understandable, like when you sit down and look at it, how it's set up in that regard, and most people just don't even anticipate that. So,
my tip, if you're a Teal Root player, I did try my one localist one time against Abyssals, is that instead of searching for like your sitting Mekons, I just grabbed my 1/1 Yami assist, so they have anything to blow.
Exactly. This man gets it. In that same regard, I mean, you think about it, it was set up. They kind of set it up to combat Contai in general, because as far as the regular Fleet Girls, because there are a couple cards in Abyssals that specifically say if your opponent has a Fleet Girl, this gets -1 level in hand, or target one of your opponent's aircraft carriers and it gets -power or something of that nature. And so they're like, they specifically said Hoppo is going to punch Hatsukaze in the face. So
you can always like splash yellow as well if you want to like add Encompass or Musashi.
Exactly. So
just off trait.
Yeah, instead of which that's why I got a Kashi. So but completely understandable. So as far as that though, a lot of that's going to get posted up fairly soon, and I'll probably end up putting out like a little short video showing off the deck list or whatever when that actually gets posted up. Try to have a little bit more coverage on the fall circuit. I didn't have as much coverage for a lot of the spring circuit stuff, mostly because I either knew people who were going to be in the spring circuit stuff anyway. Bentley over here just wrecking face, and Jimmy ended up trying like 2 different regionals. Was it 2 or 3?
Right. 2 he played in. He played in the one up near us in Jersey, and he finished X1 and ended up losing to tiebreakers and getting 9th place, which was a real feels bad. But a couple weeks after that, he had planned to fly out for Anime Expo to go to the Aqua concert, and it just so happened that their regional was that same weekend, so he ended up playing in that, and he finished 8th in that one. So he at least he's very happy he got the last chance to get the Shioko playmat.
Exactly. Yeah. Had to go across the freaking country to get it, but hey, whatever works.
Represent,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I also want to point out like the difference between like the design of like the spring circuit top A mat and then like the fall circuit top A mat. Like I like Konosuba, but it's just like weird how they just decide to pick Konosuba out of all designs that they could come up with. Like they couldn't like use another Shioko.
Yeah, it's very strange, especially since you guys have seen the promo in the box. The box is a Shioko deck box.
Yeah.
So like, I really have no idea what the hell they're thinking.
It's like how you mentioned earlier when with SAO, they're like, they're just printing money at that point. They know how. To me, I believe this is they know how many people are wanting Konosuba so much. It's just the talk of most of online stuff and amongst my locals in general. Everyone is just. One of the guys out there, shout-outs to Taylor, has already pre-ordered like 8 or 9 boxes. It just straight up already pre-ordered, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck? So he is hardcore ready to get it. Matt from the channel is ready to get Megumin.deck. So the way they see it is like, it's not much more of an incentive other than for getting top 8. They're just trying to they're trying to push the Konosuba of trying to make money off that as much as they can. So
it would have been cooler if they like did 1 month like for fall circuit, like 1 month is like Konosuba mat, and then like the next month could be like AOT or something. Yeah, that would have been more I guess.
Yeah, because like it makes a lot of sense this month, because Konosuba is going to be their new set, so obviously they're trying to promote their new set. But yeah, like for the October regionals, it's still going to be a Konosuba mat. It's like, oh, that's a set that came out a month ago. Nobody's really excited about it anymore. Yeah. So
where's my P5 mat? Just
yeah. No. That would be real bad. I would be very upset about that.
Bentley, we may never see it coming. So, but so
you won't.
Sorry.
I see things coming.
Oh, we're not going to go there. But yeah, okay. Between Indianapolis, all the shenanigans going now with that. Between upcoming sets, we got the AOT boosters coming out. Obviously, we're going to see Konosuba rampant, and I want to see like how good that's going to do in English. Like, you keep up a bit more with the Japanese scene than I do, Bentley. How rampant is Konosuba in the Japanese format right now?
Well, first, can I say real quick about just
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Indianapolis thing? I found out that there was 104 players that attended for the Weiss Indie regionals. Yeah. They still only got 6 rounds, but like
they're still having issues with that.
Yeah, I saw that as well. It's like unbelievably triggering that they can't figure this out.
What the fuck?
Like, it should be 7 rounds.
I believe it was either 4 or 5 X1s missed top cut because obviously they cut a round early, so there was 15 X1s when there should have only been 7 or 8.
Oh my god!
I just don't understand. Like, it's really not a hard thing to do the math. I don't see what the hang up is. They've been having this problem. They had this problem all spring circuit, and I was hoping, because at least from what I saw, the backlash was pretty severe. I was hoping that they would take that to heart and be like, oh, hey, maybe we should run our tournaments correctly for the fall circuit. But I guess this is a bad sign.
That's why, like I think my advice for people who are gonna go to fall circuit regionals, like I feel like they're gonna just they're gonna keep on doing this type of like issue or whatever. So I feel like you should probably be aware of like a shop challenge near you and like hope you win that buy card, because I feel like I'd rather like have a buy card also in like the X1 at least, because the buy card will help you.
Yeah, because it's such a boon for your breakers. Like, if you're X1 with a buy card, you probably will make it, even if there are 15 of you. So it's definitely worth considering. You're right.
Which people have been trying to tell me that doesn't affect anything, but it obviously does. Like, the buy cards are affecting stuff. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't want to come off as like, oh, I'm elitist, I play other card games or whatever, but like people that play, Weiss, a lot of them don't have experience playing other card games, where this sort of thing is super common. So they like, even the round thing, a lot of people are not familiar with, like, oh, if there's X amount of people, there should be X amount of rounds, because this is the only card game they play, and Bushiroad are the only provider of real tournaments for this game. So, but yeah, I mean, getting a buy card is definitely something that you should be looking into if you're looking to spike a regional.
Absolutely.
Did you have a buy card for Jacksonville when you won?
No.
Just spiked it.
He just went undefeated the whole thing. He just was like,
oh, wow. No, I didn't 5-1. 5-1 for top cut.
Should have been 6-1.
I got second. Yeah, I got second into like top cut based off rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things we actually are going to end up mentioning is going over some of the shop challenge BS as well. I as far as the round thing, it makes me wonder if like an extra round is going to cut into some buddy fight tournament they're trying to have somewhere. My house is shaking. Okay, so okay, I just randomly heard something shaking. I'm going, what the heck is going on? Anyway, but yeah, it just makes me wonder. They're going to push buddy fight and everything else first. It makes me wonder if an extra round would cut into something of that nature. I don't know.
I feel like that may be the case. I mean, especially I don't know if you guys had heard about this, but previously, before all of the fall dates were announced, a lot of them weren't even going to have Weiss. It was going to be just Vanguard and Buddy Fight, and then obviously the Weiss community complained and they put Weiss, on the circuit again. But like, it just goes to show that they see Weiss as their least profitable game or whatever, so it seems like they put it on the back burner. I'm not a Vanguard player, so I don't know if those tournaments are run at the correct amount of rounds or what. I would have to ask somebody who plays Vanguard, but
you can tell like just by if you watch the JP stream of like when they're announcing like all the Bushiroad card game updates and stuff. I felt like they were like, oh, let's hurry up and quickly get this over with, guys, and let's go into chaos and let's show you all the shit that you'll never get. Yeah. Like even fucking the capo doesn't like us anymore, and chaos got it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I haven't tried to mess with chaos at all at this point, but I heard it's supposed to be pretty decent, like from what I've been told. But I have not messed with it at all.
Base damage is going to be your number one spot for chaos news.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're switching over.
You know, like when you go into like an airplane, whatever, and like you got an economy class ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
You know when you first get in and like you see the first class and you're like, oh, this looks so nice. That's pretty much chaos, and like you just have to keep on going. Oh, right. You have to go to the economy section, which is basically Weiss.
You're not wrong. It's we get put on the back burner so much. One of the things we were mentioning earlier, actually, we'll go ahead and bounce to the shop challenge thing and all that first before we go back to the as far as like the upcoming meta stuff. As far as that segue, one of the things we were mentioning earlier is as far as the shop challenge location and going to the spring circuit, they didn't have like California is one of the bigger. Nothing's confirmed for California right now for like shop challenges, and that's also one of the bigger ones that people were really, really confused about as far as the tournaments and whatnot that California was going to have, and there was no Weiss whatsoever for any of it, and they're going, what? People were just going, what the fuck? And that was one of the bigger ones. Earl Grey from Tier 1 TCG was telling me about that when that all was going on, going, dude, we don't have any Weiss set up for anything down here. What the fuck?
I think like for Florida and Cali, I'm guessing from their perspective, I guess maybe like since like Florida will be like in late October and then Cali will be in like mid-November. I feel like maybe they'll just eventually release it like later for us, but I feel like they should give us the courtesy of like showing it ahead of time so like people can plan ahead or whatever.
Yeah, that's definitely the hope, is that, Florida, California, other places get their shop challenges, which, they have in the past. So it's like, I guess, a pretty safe assumption that they will. But, yeah, I mean, definitely it's not a good rule of thumb to not give your player base any time to plan. Like, even the ones that are out now, the day they announced, like the first wave of shop challenges, there were some that were like that weekend. Like, if your shop, especially since, Weiss is such a small game, if your shop is, like more than an hour away or whatever, like, and you don't plan for that accordingly, I bet a bunch of people missed out on their shop challenges because we didn't have enough time. So,
oh, my shop challenge is in 20 minutes. I can't get there in time. Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Ours hasn't even been confirmed yet, and Bullocks Games in Greenville, North Carolina, we had it for the spring circuit. But I talked to the owner yesterday about that, and he was like, "We have put in for it. Supposedly we were supposed to have one, but we have not been given the dates for it." Is what his words were to me. So the shop owners don't know. Just Bushiroad's communication skills are severely lacking. I think we noticed this already with fucking P5. Abyssals obviously had no communication whatsoever on that part, but. I know there was like legal issues with it and whatever where they couldn't say stuff for Abyssals. I don't know what the issue is for P5. So
yeah, it's like it's just baffling. So my shop actually did get our shop tournament announced, which is great. But we're a pretty close-knit shop, so like we know, the people who run it, and from what I understand, we didn't actually sign up for the shop challenge. It just got announced at our store because like we've had them in the past. We never even like put in an application or whatever. So like I have no idea how they're going about selecting places that get shop challenges. But
well, that at least makes me hopeful for mine. But that's still weird as hell that y'all didn't. Yeah, that's just weird that y'all didn't put in for it again. Like, y'all just decide not to put in for it for the fall circuit and ended up That's just weird as fuck.
Yeah, because when they were initially announced, we weren't on the list, and so I immediately went into a Facebook group that we're in with a bunch of the guys, and I was like, "Hey, did anybody sign us up for a shop challenge? I don't see us on here." And the resounding answer was no. Applications weren't out. We don't know where to sign up. And then a week later we just popped up. So it's very weird. I have no idea who manages Bushiroad, but they need to be fired.
But I noticed with like other TCGs, like Force of Will or MTG, there's like community representatives or whatever that like speaks on behalf of the company, so like the player base will like know what's going on, like what to expect, or like obviously they might not be able to like give the full spoilers, but they can just like hint or like give you a general direction of where the game is going.
Yeah.
I feel like Weiss is that because there's like a huge discrepancy between like the English player base and just like how English Weiss is progressing as a TCG.
Yeah, they had that issue in Yu-Gi-Oh! A while back, as far as like some explanations on some booster pack stuff. Whereas Konami America would not explain jack shit. They went over to like Konami Europe, and the Konami Europe representatives explained it perfectly what all was going to happen. And they were like, why can't anybody over in the States tell us this shit? So, but like you said, forcing them tend to just have so much better like representatives in general, just like saying what the hell is going on, and while we just kind of get the shaft.
Yeah, PR sure would be nice.
Yeah,
I would really like fly over to like Bushiroad headquarters. I'll like get on my knees, wear a maid outfit, like please, Daddy Bushiroad, let me be the PR. Like I just don't want. I hate how people like are so like left in the dark or whatever. Yeah. Like because. Yeah.
Minus the maid outfit, I don't exactly want to have to bail you out of jail, Bentley. But if that's something you're like wanting to do, I might be able to get Kyle to help. I'm just messing. That's whatever. I kid.
Well, you already have the free ticket over to Japan, so like you might as well, right?
Yeah.
Should make the most of it, dude. I just be interesting. Oh man. So it's gonna be some crazy stuff if stuff doesn't get confirmed, and like if we don't know till like the day of shop challenges and whatnot. That's like I know I said earlier they're trying to push more for buddy fight than anything, but it almost seems like they're trying to set Weiss up to fail. And I hate to say that, but I mean, it's what it looks like. It's like
I mean I don't disagrey. I wish I could, but there's no way that I can disagree. That is certainly what it seems like. They want it. It's like they're just waiting for this kind of game to just kind of move on, but they're like, there's this. It's still thriving. It's like looking into a pond of fish that you think are all dead, but then you realize it's glowing and all the fish are radioactive and they're still alive and moving, and they're going, what the fuck's going on here? So it's a strange analogy.
You're welcome. I just wanted to have the issue. I just wanted to have everyone listening give the mental image of glowing fish. That's all that goal was for that one. But the point gets across. It's the fact that if they just kind of keep looking at us, going, "Why are you still alive?" type thing. Yeah. So
I think one of the reasons that we're talking about English Bushiroad, I feel like these reasons are like a major part of why people tend to shift towards JP Weiss, just because like people have like a better understanding of what to expect, whatever. Yeah. And like there's actually there's a ban list or like updates and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I like the English just because it doesn't have a ban list. I had to deal with ban list BS from Yu-Gi-Oh! And even on the off chance MTG every now and then because certain stuff was OP.
Shout out to Emrakul.
You're not wrong. Was it Angelic Ascension? I can't remember what the car was, but anyway.
You're talking old school.
Yeah, it's like Zendikar. Anyway, anyone who didn't catch that just then, I apologize. This is like 2008, 2009.
We don't talk about that nerd shit here.
We talk about anime. The real manly sport. I don't know. Fuck. But yeah, no, we're talking about WaifuWars here. I mean, kind of. We have WaifuWars here in the chat, so... enough of my preaching. So, BS with the shop challenges. Point being, get your shit together, Bushi. I know that's falling on deaf ears, but...
It's just not falling on any ears because there's nobody in their PR department.
You're not wrong. Is this? It just would help shit go so much smoother, and you wouldn't. There would not be half as much of a headache for anyone in this. Anyway, we're going back to before upcoming. Unless there's any other points that y'all wanted to make real quick before we go on to discussing a little bit of the upcoming meta stuff.
No, all you did. Go ahead.
I mean, okay. I mean, it's all of us. It's whatever. What was I saying before? Okay. Konosuba. How big is that currently in the JP format, Bentley?
I know it has some representation. Like, I wouldn't consider it as like the top meta in JP right now, because what I consider in the top meta for JP is rabbits.
Oh yeah, rabbits.
Yeah, rabbits. Rewrite, Milky Homes.
That purple Puyo.
I think of right now. Oh yeah, and ReZero. I consider ReZeros.
Oh yeah, no, ReZero has been getting big. I remember like the weekend that Konosuba, like the month or so that Konosuba dropped in JP. I remember seeing someone post up that 80 to 90% of the decks in one of their like bigger shop tournaments was all Konosuba. I can't remember where this was at, but I just remember reading about that on one of the Facebook pages and just going, well, that's a thing.
To go in depth, I feel like Konosuba might do better in English.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it still might be just overwhelmed or like by the like mass representation of like SAO.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the goddess JP builds, I see like a lot of goddess adventure trait like decks. I feel like Magic might be better for the English format.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the builds, a lot of Konosuba builds in general splash darkness, and she is like a good card. Like she's not like overpowerful or whatever, but being hexproof and like at level 2 and like a decent size on defense or whatever is pretty something worth noting. Especially if you can get like 2 out, if you can somehow manage to get 2 out. But I guess it depends on your matchup. But I just feel like with Konosuba, I personally go with Magic more, just because like it's easy to get free pluses off with the level 1 Yin combo, because you just need a Mega Mean card to get bigger pluses getting off. And the level 3 Mega Mean, the one that can deal 4 and or you clock shoot first, I think, and then you deal 4.
Yeah, one of those two. Yeah. It's one order of that. Yeah.
I feel like,
which is amazing. Just saying.
Yeah, I think it's a very strong effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the choose. She says choose, right? So it'll be dead against like 2 or all.
Yeah, it certainly does not hit you. I mean.
Yeah.
I still think like 4 is still like a pretty sweet number though, because like people still run last shot, and like 4 is still pretty scary flat shot.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things one of the other guys from our locals was asking about, as far as with Konosuba, with that level 3 darkness, one of her effects being able to try to burn your opponent if you pay a cost, if your damage that you take involving her is not canceled. He asked about that, saying, well, you know, since Switch Combo is doing all these extra attacks, if you just have a Field of Darkness and enough resources, I mean, that'd be a lot of resources, because I don't remember how much it was for the cost of the effect. I believe
it's 2. It's like it's a very good effect in a vacuum, but like you have to think about if that's your game plan. You know, you go to level 3 or whatever, you have to have enough stock to play your darkness wall or whatever, and then somehow have 6 stock after that. So like you can probably like if you play your darknesses and you run out of stock, obviously you'll have 3 stock on your opponent's turn. And if you're like guaranteed to die, you can try to cheese them out with that effect. But like, if you live, then you're down to one stock on your turn. So like, I think it's a powerful effect in a vacuum, but it's not really super viable. They printed that card on Arisa in Bang Dream as well, and it's just like pretty underwhelming.
Oh, they did. Shit, you're right.
Okay. Like for Magic build, like going into like your matchups, like some matchups, like you probably won't be able to play Darkness at level 2, just because like they don't have any like early drops or whatever. So probably like just go with like the Wiz early drop healer. That's like 11k base. Like she has a like quote unquote downside where your opponent gets to like replace a lane with like a level 0 from their waiting room, but like I wouldn't really consider that as a downside.
No, doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Beanley. Obviously, he's a much more experienced player than I am, so I can just piggyback off of what he said. But I think Konosuba's good. I think it's better in English than it was in JP, but I don't know that it's enough to really break out. Like if Konosuba found its way into the top 8, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised, but it's not something that I would like put money on.
Yeah.
The other big one of that, the upcoming big one of that, because I know this will be out by the time I know that I'm going to be going to the Jacksonville Regionals, is the second set for AOT. And like we saw for Indianapolis, there was 2 AOT decks in the top 8. And as far as so what all do you think that they could... Do you think that an additional booster would help them representation-wise more so than they have now?
Yeah, I'm like actively pretty worried about AOT Season 2. I am lucky enough to live in the Northeast, and our regional before, obviously I'm going to be flying out to Jacksonville to play with you guys as well, but our regional is in the middle of September, so I get to play, the last regional without AOT being a thing, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I firmly believe, I think AOT is... it's really close to one of the best decks in the format. I think it has like all the right tools, but like it has like we mentioned earlier, it has some matchups that aren't necessarily favorable. So like I think it's definitely a good deck, but it's just not well positioned right now. But just looking at AOT Season 1 as a set and how far they pushed that, if you think back to when it released, and it was just like absurdly powerful for the time, right?
Oh yeah.
I think especially how popular AOT as a franchise is, I think they're really going to push this set. So I would not be surprised if it, leapt in front, like what happened with SAO when Re-Edit came out, and it just, sort of leapt into, being the best deck in the format. That was a different case because that was mostly because of, reducing the rarity of the SAO cards by reprinting them. But
4
still,
packs
I think
worth at that point, yeah.
I think AOT is going to be pushed. And the problem is, since the deck is so good now, it doesn't need a whole lot to be really good. So like if they print a handful of good cards that add, better tools to AOT, I think it's definitely going to be something to worry about.
So they had a very interesting toolbox of effects to begin with. So, like you said, that will be very interesting to see.
I think like if I was an AOT player, like I'd probably keep some of my cards in handy, like the couple of what you guys are pointing out, like your tools and utility. Like obviously, I feel like you would keep the Mill Runner, the Mikasa.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then depending on the Brainstormer, you might keep the Aaron Brainstormer, and I feel like you would definitely keep the Mobility Gear.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that card's absurd. And even like Mikasa, I think is just like a very good early, or not early play, a good level 3, and I think the Aaron early play is also very good, especially in a format where every deck basically has an early play and is playing an early play, and you just get to play yours and kill them with it.
Yeah.
So like if they give AOT like a plussing level 1 combo that's better than like people are running like the Armin thing that just makes him big and doesn't really do anything.
I feel if they really want to push AOT too, they would like probably give him like an actual Azusa, or like
that would be so good.
Or like a Win Roman Akatsuki type thing.
Right, yeah, so if they give it an Azusa effect and they give it a plussing level 1 combo, like I think that deck just skyrockets into, first or second place easily. Give it like one more good level 3 to pair with Mikasa, and like
yeah, and then
I
also
think that's all the deck needs.
the Armin back row is like probably going to be like
Yeah, the Armin back row is absurd. Like you're definitely going to keep that card. I think that card's just nuts.
Make Mono Blue Titans great again? What?
That's another side of the coin. That's the part of AOT. That's like the light at the end of the tunnel. That they are obviously going to print more Titans and make that stupid deck better.
Yeah,
and that makes me happy.
That's what I'm waiting
because,
for.
You know, I like real stupid stuff. But yeah, I think AOT is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I'm happy that. Fingers crossed, one of us going down can spike the regional before AOT comes out.
Actually, good question. If you somehow sweep your regionals, are we still going to see you in Jacksonville?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
I am generally, I don't consider myself, a great player or whatever. I've only really been playing competitively for like 4 or 5 months now. So like, yeah, I'm going for the trip. I'm not trying to spike the tournament like Beanley over here trying to get his second ticket.
Literally, literally, that is probably the exact same thing the Abyssal guy said.
Yeah, maybe you're right. He's like, I'm just gonna have fun, man.
Oh wow, was this the final tables? Yeah. Hey, what am I doing at top 8 here? No, I'm just messing. No, it's a great deck. It's just it makes me so happy to see that in top 8, and we'll win the fucking thing too. Just oh my god. All right.
So yeah, I think it looks like it's gonna be a pretty. I hope a pretty healthy format change at least. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this fall circuit you're not seeing 3 to 4 SAO decks in every top 8, which would be good. Like I say it as a joke, right? Like I know it's not like certifiably broken. It's just like very consistent. And it's a very good deck. So and it's popular, so a lot of people play it. So like. I don't think it's they should all ban Switch or whatever, but I certainly think that they do need to print some more powerful cards to match up with what SAO is currently doing, and I think they're looking to do that. I would be remiss if I didn't boost my own ego, and I think Bang Dream, which is a set that just came out, I think that's something that a lot of people have been sleeping on.
Glitter green,
is the deck
bro.
that I'm playing, so I guess I'm biased in that regard. But I think Bang Dream is actually very good. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it performing well. I know one of the Bang Dream decks made the Toronto top 8, which is really cool. I think it's a strong set. I don't think it's like broken or anything, but I think it certainly is going to be a contender this season. Which is cool, but this is coming from someone who plays it religiously, so obviously I'm biased.
I mean, fair enough. Also, when I was looking over prices for a lot of the stuff anyway, a lot of the prices seem to fluctuate for it, so you could tell that certain cards were pricey that people were definitely trying to get. So it's definitely something that looks like people have been trying to pick up, if nothing else. Like the early play Saya, was like easily a 12.
Yeah, she's growth.
Yeah. So I mean, like $12 or $15 card or something like that on release or something I forget. But so it's stuff people definitely want. So I can definitely imagine people it seeing play, it seeing use and whatnot at various tournaments, regionals, even outside of just locals. So
yeah, I mean, I think it takes the Sunshine role. Like Sunshine last season, it was a good deck, and like I don't think unless you're some sort of shall not be named person in a Facebook group who thinks Sunshine's bad. Or like to play Mario or something. I think it's a good deck. It's not necessarily like top 5 or whatever, but like it's good enough to place, and I think it fits that role.
Fair
enough.
I
think with Bang Dream, I feel like personally I'm rooting for whoever plays Bang Dream. I think the green deck is I think actually has potential because people if you play against Milky Homes you it might sound like stupid or whatever oh he has a climax in his level he's obviously gonna lose
right.
On defense those level 1s look decepting but they get
I have the green deck built and I play it every other week or something. I mean it's like your level 1s are 9Ks every turn because you play 4 copies of a 1-0 backup that just makes them into it makes them into 10Ks.
You can kind of damage manipulate your deck too.
It's absurd, and I think Glitter Green has one of the best level 3 games in English if your opponent doesn't know what they're doing. because there's a real big problem with glitter green. If your opponent leaves, it doesn't matter how big they are. They could be the fucking Devil Homer cross turn clock shooters, 18Ks or whatever. If they leave characters on board against glitter green, you're like probably going to win that game as the glitter green player. Mm-hmm. But spoilers, if anybody plays against the deck, once they get to level 3, just don't play anything in your front row and they literally can't kill you, which is really unfortunate because all of their level 3s are on reverse.
Yeah, that's.
But like, if you have 3 targets and you get your optimal level 3 out, it's like playing Yamis that don't need to cancel. You have 7 instances of free damage. It's absurd.
It's amazing. Like, the fact also, like, unlike like with the Pop and Party having to have like specific cards up there, you don't need all of the glitter green cards up there. You just need to have certain ones up there and throw down that gold bar.
Yeah, I mean, you're like most of the time going to have all 5 out. Or, well, there's only 4 glitter green, so you'll have 2 of the level 3s. But it's usually like 2 healers, a clock shooter, and then your back rows. But the difference between that and the Popping Party deck is the glitter green cards are, I don't know how to put it, good.
Better.
So, you play good cards, and when you have your 5 good cards together, they do good things. Not, the Popping Party deck is you have 5 unplayable pieces of garbage, and when you put them together, they like maybe do something okay, I guess.
I feel like glitter green is definitely one of the more like rewarding, like skillful decks to
definitely.
play.
It's definitely a hard deck to play, so I'm not going to play because I'm bad.
And hard is messed to pick up.
Yeah, I'm actually working on my my max rarity glitter green deck. I have 7 SPs right now for it. We're getting there. Just need another 9 more.
I think there's one at the shop. Like, I think the shop has one. I'll have to find out which one it is.
I think you told me that, actually.
Oh, I did? Okay, fuck. I didn't realize. Okay, cool. Well then, that'll be interesting.
Sorry, I like to ramble.
No, dude, you're perfectly fine. It's all good. I actually need to hit you up for something else I had in mind for that deck as well. First, we'll just do that afterwards. It's whatever. We're still pretty good on time for right now. Just figured we'd go ahead and be in the direction of wrapping it up. So if there's any closing thoughts from anybody, feel free to just whatever y'all want to. If any closing thoughts y'all had, go for.
Travel to Albany, play before AOT 2 comes out.
There you go.
I
don't think I know anybody. I don't think I have any relatives in New York I could room with.
I have one thing to say that doesn't relate to my mother.
Okay. Interesting.
This is a joke pertaining to the last every podcast he's been on before this. He's always said thank you to my mother for giving birth to me. He said that every single one so far. Sorry, I got that.
Gotta show the respect,
Say, Doomfist's hitbox needs to be fucking nerfed. His fucking charge is over 4 seconds.
I agree 1000%.
Bring in fucking Overwatch.
That sucks.
Well, like, wait, did he say Doomfist? Oh yeah. What the
When's Overwatch getting a Weiss set?
I'd be down for it.
Can we make that happen?
Or RWBY. I would be down for RWBY getting a freaking card game in general, not just...
I thought they were supposed to at one point.
They instead did a damn card game for a different card thing for Rooster Teeth, which was $1 million butt.
Right.
Was the thing they instead went for. There was talk about a card game, but nope. We got Star Wars. No Ruby yet.
Sorry for you, man.
I know. Nothing against Star Wars, but
Except that it's unplayable in English, so like, why do we care?
Alright.
Can't even play it at WGP, right? Like, that's illegal.
For real?
Correct? Yeah, I don't think you can. I thought it was like Girlfriend Beta, and you just couldn't play it. I could be wrong.
I didn't know you couldn't play Girlfriend Beta in the WGP.
That I know is true.
Cool.
I don't know about Star Wars. I thought that was the case, but
Benley confirmed this?
Japanese, I don't know.
I think they're gonna clear it up for sure with the BAMless update.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fair enough. Sure. Good point. Okay. So wait, they don't have anything major for JP coming up before then?
It's coming out Kimono Friends is coming out.
Oh yeah, Kimono Friends is this month.
Oh
Jimmy
shit!
will be
Good
so
point.
mad at me that I forgot.
Oh my god! Good point. Kimono Friends. That'll be.
Oh, and Hino Logic is the month after that.
I'm not.
Logic.
Wait, is that going to be like a Weiss set, or are they still trying to keep?
It's a Weiss set.
Oh,
It's a white set based on the anime that's based on the Dead card game by Bushiroad.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they trying to... I thought you said for a sec they were trying to bring that back, and I'm like, okay, I've been watching the anime, it's not even finished.
Based on the Luck and Logic anime. That comes out in September, I believe.
That'll be interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, when I heard about that, I thought it was something trying to continue Luck and Logic, and I'm like, that's essentially dead now. I say that, and then, like...
It looks really good, so...
Yeah. To anyone from the future, 3 months from now, if Luck and Logic's all of a sudden like the greatest card game in the world, I apologize for saying this, but whatever.
Well, Billy, it's all of your viewers, because in 3 months from now, you're going to be a Luck and Logic channel.
Like, so. I know, right? They're going to look back at this going, blasphemy, hypocrisy, and then, force of will. I don't know. No. Okay, go to Albany. Kimono Friends. I completely spaced on that too. I've been seeing everybody posting about it too, as far as like some of the cards being as far as like spoilers and all that.
Yeah, I mean, spending so much time with Jimmy, 95% of everything that he talks about is Kimono Friends. So at this point, I think I kind of just like block it out of my mind.
So how many people has he gone up to and gone, Friendzu? Anything else on your end, Bentley?
I just want to point out, if you guys haven't subscribed already, subscribe to Billy at Base Damage, and also subscribe to Cam at ContainsAnime, and that is exclamation mark at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And also, please subscribe to WaifuWars if you're not already. Links for both ContainsAnime and WaifuWars, and a whole bunch of other links will all be in the description. Check out all that stuff, please. And then go to Joe Schmo's page and click dislike on every single video. Just
That's
kidding.
What I do.
Kidding.
Except for the fanfic one.
I know, right? Okay. Special link specifically going to be in the comment section for the Dream video that Joe Schmo posted.
I tried to share that. Like, I tried to be like, I want to help Kyle out. I'm going to share this video. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I love the kid to death, and in the process of me like fixing up the video for him and everything, because the video that you saw up there was just me fixing it up as is, editing it together and everything, and I was like, he was like, hey, can you just bring that this weekend? I'm like, did you just want me to post it up? And then having to listen back through it, I'm like, no, we're posting it up on your channel. I'm not posting. I refuse to post this line. So yeah. Anywho, with that, we will go ahead and bounce off for now. Thank you all very much for listening. Any comment? Please comment any topics you would like to hear in the future. Anything else you'd want to see on the channel, please comment, and we will try to see if we can make it happen. This is Kool-Aid signing off. We got Cam from ContainsAnime and Bentley from WaifuWars.
Bye-bye.
Peace out for now.